Mama's favorite podcast. Feels like we got a little warm up today.
Little warm up, baby.
Haven't had one of those in a while.
We had some coffee with the boys. It's one of my most favorite things that Tone has introduced since moving to Charlotte is.
Oh, this was his little creation. Okay.
Yep. So we've been at it now for almost like 3 years, getting coffee every Thursday when it works out. I mean, some weeks it doesn't just because I'm traveling, but it's really good.
This is maybe my second or third time out this way only.
Yeah.
Dude, you know they're putting a Starbucks in South End now too? I just found this out yesterday.
I did not know that.
So we used to have one by my old place where we would go.
Okay.
When it was closer to you. I mean, like when we actually used to do coffee.
Yeah.
When me and Tone are in the same building. But they're putting one in by Highwire now.
Oh, shit.
I guess Mandy said the building's already up. Like it's got stuff up. Like it's pretty close.
That's a good location.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad you're moving soon. It'd still be a good location, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still walkable.
Yep. No, that's great. Yeah, I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you have, and he used to do this with a work person that he was close to in Columbus, and so he was like, "Hey,
been a thing.
Yep, I want to continue this trend. Like, do you want to do this?" And we pick Thursdays, and I would say more times than not, we stick to it. There's only been a few times where it's kind of like faded off, but I mean, it's natural when you're traveling and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's cool.
It's cool.
Well, I'm in now.
Hell yeah, we had the whole squad there today. Felt good.
My coffee intake's been low though, so this might be I might have a lot of energy today.
That's what we need, baby.
My caffeine, actually, you'd be proud of how low I get my caffeine intake these days.
Mine's been up. I'm back to like a pot of coffee, baby.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I found some coffee grounds that I like, or coffee beans that I like, and I just sip on it. I have about 3 cups a day.
I have beans that I really like too that we brought home from Texas when we were there in January. And I still have like a bag and a half because I'm slow playing myself. Because I know how I am. I'll just have 4 cups a day.
Yep.
And I can't do that right now.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, baby. But let's jump into it, man. You are 1 week in. This would be 2 weeks into marathon prep training. But let's just see how the mindset is jumping into this programming that your coach gave you. Kind of like your initial thoughts. You launched the campaign. So give us a little high-level overview before we jump into a topic that we're going to talk about today is just the overall theme of being halfway through the year and why it's so important to kind of like ground yourself and focus and make sure that you're hitting the things you set in the beginning of the year. But let's do a little status update on how Dylan's marathon training is going.
Campaign is live, first of all. If you would like to donate, you can send it to Venmo, but we're working on getting this platform set up. I've been talking to the founder of the nonprofit, so we're working on like how we're going to get this landing page going.
Cool.
Which I'd like to do sooner than later, just so like we have it officially there for people to donate.
Yeah.
But training overall, dude, I'm feeling real strong.
Hell yeah. I
had my first speed workout on Tuesday, and it was a 2-mile warm up, and then it was like 1 minute at a 6:50 pace. 3 minutes off, 2 minutes at a 6:50, 3 minutes off, and I repeat that cycle 4 times.
Okay.
And then it's like cool down up until 7 miles.
You doing that at a track or out on the road?
I was just on the rail trail.
Damn.
And so I took G1M Sport Plus, which is the new BPM product that has caffeine, it has nootropics. I'm like, let's see. I took it Monday as well, but it was just I just had a 7-miler, so I didn't really feel it as much. I'm like, I can tell like that my legs are turning on towards the end. Like I'm not feeling fatigued. I'm still in this, but I feel like for a long run, it'd be really nice. I think like Saturday I have 13. I'm like, Saturday, this might be nice, which is also crazy. I have a half marathon the first week of my marathon training.
That's insane.
But for this speed workout, I took it again. And the best part of it is like I'm ready to go from the jump.
Huh.
Because usually like I roll out of bed, I have like 15, 20 minutes, I'm usually running.
Yep.
Just like in order to get from there to the office, like unless I want to wake up at a crazy early time, it's just how it has to be.
Yeah.
So I'm moving good right away. I do that first speed interval, I'm like, I feel really good. So I picked up the pace unintentionally on the second one. I'm at like a 6:20, 6:30. I'm like, okay, this feels nice. And then I'm at the point where 3 minutes feels too long and is a rest. I had to force myself to actually go to 3 minutes. I kept looking at my watch like, damn, dude, like, let's go. I'm ready to speed things back up here.
Yep.
But I didn't. I held my own. And I didn't realize until I texted my coach because she wants feedback on my speed work. She's like, it's going to take me a few weeks to dial you in, see what's actually tough for you, like where we can push, where we might need to pull back, give more rest. And I was like, honestly, I felt really strong. Like I basically gave her what I'm telling you now about like, I felt like I turned on at this time. Rest period was too long, whatever. And she was like, sounds like it was a pretty good workout then. Like wasn't too hard. We could definitely push it some more. I just wanted to start you out at a marathon paced like interval. And I'm like, in my head, I've been thinking like the marathon pace is low sixes. Marathon pace is like 6:52.
To hit sub 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this whole time, like I was thinking,
I thought it was like 6:20s.
Me too. And so I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it's a 6:50 something, or 6:48, 6:52, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. It really got my confidence up. I was like, I felt good there. Granted, I'm not holding it for 26 miles.
Yeah.
But it felt good.
It's just week 1, baby.
Yeah.
Week 1, feeling good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, like I told you, and like I keep hearing you talk about in your videos and stuff, like treat this different, man, because you're on that cusp of where like you can get it if you dial in certain different areas. Again, it doesn't have to be just like diet wise. It's sleep, it's routine, it's habits, it's all those different things that play a factor into it. But you're also at that cusp where it's like, I could fall short as well, because like you're teetering on that edge. So it's like, what side is that teeter-totter going to end up falling on?
Right now we're teetering in the right direction, but it's also, I've only done 2 workouts so far. It's weird only running 4 days a week as well. I'm in 4 to start, and then we're going to up to 5. But I'm hitting 33 miles this week in 4 days.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see like what also unlocks from a coaching perspective, because we have some athletes right now.
For like me as a coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first time I called our clients athletes. I usually say clients, because I feel like everybody's getting into like some sort of space. I had somebody text me the other day and they were like, I just got a Garmin. Can I post watch pictures now? I was like, let's fucking go, baby. But yeah, I feel like the athletes that we have like the passion around signing up for races, whether that's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and how that's going to like improve your knowledge and capabilities to be able to like train those athletes through this in a different like manner or way that you have in the past.
Yeah, I don't even think like that it's going to change a lot of like my coaching perspective. Like I feel like the way that I actually coach is one thing. Mm-hmm. I just needed some fucking accountability for myself.
Yep.
Because I do not like to coach myself.
Hey, we talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. The importance of having a coach in a community.
So it's just easier to make excuses. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, 100%. And that kind of like rolls into, I guess, what we can get into now over the main topic of just, y'all, it's halfway through the year. Mm-hmm. Halfway through the year. And I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting as we talk about visualization, just like, working and plotting. And I often wonder how many of us are actually sticking to the New Year's resolutions that we have made in the beginning of the year, the things that we said we were going to do. How many people are following through with those? How many people are fulfilling them? And if not, now's the time to like reassess and reevaluate, to make sure that the second half of the year is what you thought the beginning half of the year was going to look like, because there's still time. It's not like, time is going to keep going on and on until that day that time just completely stops. But it's on us to step back and assess situations and be like, you know what? I need to lock the fuck back in, because if I don't, then I'm going to have another year just like 2024, just like 2023, where I said I was going to do all these things. I was going to achieve stuff. I was going to accomplish stuff. And then I don't end up sticking to it or fulfilling it.
I would even argue that it's not even necessarily about the year. I think like that's the easy one, because that's what everybody puts on, is like, oh, I said this for 2025, and yeah, that's cool. But like also, if you didn't do it for 6 months, at least start now.
Yep.
Why are you going to wait another 6 months to put yourself more in a hole just for the sake of starting at a new year? That doesn't really make sense to me. But I've also been like, I don't want to say beating myself up over like the way this year's went. And then like I reflected on last year, and I am doing way more beneficial, productive things than I was this time last year. Like me and Mandy kind of like sat down, like reflected on like just overall actions over the last couple years. And like the things I'm doing now are more in line and more locked in and more dialed in than I have been in years previous. But it's easy to like lose sight of all that and like just focus on where you're at now and where you want to be and how you're not there.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's important to like, okay, assess where you're at. Let's finish the year strong. But also like pat yourself on the back every once in a while and like realize where you're at and that you're way farther than you used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case for everybody though.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be. It's the same. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Because there's also people who have been locked the fuck in who would
Yep.
look at what I'm doing like, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird how the year puts this fence up in the beginning. It's like, I'm not doing this stuff anymore. I'm going to do this. And then the end of the year, it's like, I'm going to stop doing this. And it's just like, it's always that, or it's always, I'm going to start on Monday because it's a new week, or I'm going to do this because it's a new month. And to me, that's never made sense. And I think that this is taking the conversation different than what I thought it was going to be. But I think it's good because I was talking with one of our clients the other day, and
athletes.
Yeah, the context I'm using is like a client though.
All right.
But I was talking to them, and they were just telling me different areas of their life and things that are going on. And then it just rolled into another conversation of us just continuing this path. And I was like, dude, it's so crazy that we're having this conversation and we're framing it the way we are. And so let's just take finance, for instance. So it was around finance, and it's just around like home building and then what that leads to. And then if you have kids and like all of these different things. And so it's like, how can you keep finance, or how can you make things like vacations or renovations easier on yourself? And it was over the context of like, yeah, dude, we put away money for this trip that we're going on, and now like we don't even have to think twice because it's already paid for, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, wow, it's crazy how so much in life resonates with physical limitations or physical challenges that you put on yourself. And so like you think about like mental and physical health that we talk about all the time. We say, take baby steps. Introduce little habits, introduce new habits that compound on each other daily to get you to that end goal, that end dream, that end vision. And I was like, finance is the same thing as like endurance races. Like you sign up for a race 6 months in advance, 5 months in advance, and you do little things daily. And those little things will then yield the results on what that effort was in the end. And so savings could be the same thing where, all right, we're going to invest, or we're going to put $20 aside every day or every week. So that way we can get X amount of money. At the end of that, if you stay disciplined with it,
$20 a day is a lot of money.
You will have X amount for that trip. And so I just started thinking, and it could be because I'm so passionate about just like the physical side of health and how I truly believe that if you take care of yourself physically, everything else in life will end up working out, because it gives you some sort of discipline to show up when you don't want to show up when you don't feel like it, to show up on those hard days, on those busy days. And so taking care of yourself and building that foundation of not making excuses and knowing I am doing this so I can show up for X, I can show up for Y, and that X and Y are your family, your friends, your business, your colleagues, the work you're doing, and you stick to it, it's always going to yield that result, that success. And I think because we don't set New Year's resolutions, because we don't look at the big picture all the time and we break out these smaller goals, it keeps us more in line with what we're doing. Now, are we always making progress? No, we're not. But we're always making some sort of step forward or staying kind of the same until we get that next push, that next breakthrough.
I would argue we're always making progress. It might not be progress in every aspect, but like I don't think there's ever a time where we're just sitting idle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the compounding interest has been enough that like even on a day where I feel like I'm not doing anything, something is happening to make me better. Like I don't really know like how to explain it, but like at some point throughout the day, I'm at least learning something, or I'm listening to something where I'll put on a podcast instead of listening to music. It's still probably getting me better. Even if I take away one little nugget out of that, I'm still going to work out. So yes, it might not be like pushing like some big thing, but like I'm still getting better because I'm still doing it as opposed to not doing it. So I feel like, and I'm not saying everybody, but I feel like us specifically, like there's not a time where we're not making some sort of progress.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the big picture, I think that that's where most people get fucked up, is that they look too much at the big picture. And it's like, I'll be happy when. or like I'll feel better about this when. And like it goes back to the whole thing we talk about with timelines and like people feeling like they should be a certain place at a certain time in life, and oh, I didn't do this, so I fucked up. Like I failed here, I did this and that. And it's because they're looking at the overall picture, not where I'm at right fucking now.
Mm-hmm. And how you make that overall picture come to life, which is those daily habits, those daily things that you just check off religiously.
Mm-hmm. I've been listening to a lot of Hormozy lately for some reason, and I actually was listening to one on the way over here that like bled in from yesterday, so I actually heard this part yesterday. But just gotta clarify, it wasn't on the way here. But it was basically saying that I'm about to lose it. It's like here and now it's gone. But it was about this.
Okay. That's a good one. That's really good. I think that one's going to be impactful and powerful for the people listening.
This is going to piss me off because you're the worst for this.
I know.
And I can't find it. It's going to piss me off.
All right. Well, I'll say something. That way you can think about it. Sponsored time. You guys know the deal. Here at DTI, we want to help people live a healthier, happier lifestyle. We're excited to partner with First Form because their mission is to impact one person's life a day. First Form gives us the capabilities to help you guys reach and achieve the goals you set forth. Utilize First Form through their supplements or their merchandise to live a more active lifestyle, putting yourself first and prioritizing the things that are important. Try First Form today with the link below. Back to the show. I don't think... I'm just going to say it point blank. If you're not working on yourself physically, I don't think you'll be successful in life or as successful as you would if you were working on your physical health. And there's like this tug of war that like we can play on with words and what they mean and how they impact people. We saw that recently with the TikTok that just absolutely blew up, where we were talking about if you don't take care of the things that you have, if your yard is overgrown, if your house is dirty, if your car is filthy, that will not yield as much success as it would if you took care of those things. Because again, it's like a tornado. When a tornado comes through, everyone panics. There's this, there's that. We got to clean up here. We got to clean up there. Well, if you're always chasing your tail and cleaning things up, then you're never going to be able to advance because you can't focus on what's to come. You can't focus on what's ahead. You can't focus on the things that are important to continue to strive and grow. And so like I'm trying to think of sayings and the way that we say things and be like, you know what? This side will get it. But this side's going to fucking be pissed because something is resonating with them. Like that message that we were talking about of having the overgrown yard, the messy car, the filled car. Bro, there was people in the comments that were like, I know multimillionaires that drive beaters and they're still happy and successful. And I'm like, okay, but you're missing the message. The message isn't the type of car you drive. The message isn't the type of house you have. But it's so funny how people hear certain things and they automatically are like, fuck this person. I can't believe they would say that.
I love the people who comment, somebody needs to take their mics away.
Yeah.
It's every video at some point.
Yeah.
But also, like, you should have people on both sides. If you're saying something that everyone agrees with, it's probably not your idea. You're just saying something, and you're probably not actually passionate or have any actual meaning behind it. You're saying it to appease people. And you're saying it for the masses, not because it's something you actually have any kind of fucking real belief in. I still don't have this, by the way.
It's all right. It's the same guy, whoever he is, that created the narrative where if you make your bed in the morning, that's accomplishing one thing. And at least you know that you accomplished making your bed. I think it was like a Marine or somebody that said that. And that saying has stuck with people. And people truly believe now that if you make your bed in the morning, at least you accomplish one thing, so the day is going to be more productive or the day is going to be more successful.
I believe it starts you down that path. But also, I'm going to just be real. I don't make my bed every day.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I do.
There's a lot of times I get out of bed and someone's still in it. So that could be the reason.
That could be why.
Like if I'm at home and it's just me, I like throw the blanket over so it looks me, but I don't make my bed.
Yeah, I make the bed every day. Or Lo does. Like
it doesn't do
either
anything
one
for me.
But I guess the comparison that I'm trying to articulate or make that I hope is received at the end is that same narrative of making your bed every single day will yield more success. It will get you down the path of achieving something is how I believe physical activity works. And so like we talk about working out and endurance and all this stuff. I want people to know that like the same thing how I was talking about the Ironman, where it's not that I want you to go out and do an Ironman. It's not that I want you to go out and toe the starting line at a race. I simply just want you to lace your shoes up and go and get more steps, breathe the fresh air, get sunlight, because then that will start funneling that. That'll make that snowball compact and start rolling. So that way you then get energy to do something else. Maybe it's cleaning the kitchen at night versus saving it for the morning if you do that. Or it's putting your laundry away right away instead of letting it sit in a basket. And so when I say that I think people who are physically active are more successful than those that aren't physically active. Fit people are better
than fat people.
That's also a fact. I say that in the meaning of you're showing up for yourself daily.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Is I don't even think that it's necessarily the thing. It's showing up for yourself.
And I think that's more powerful than making your bed. Mm-hmm. I think that's more powerful than putting your clothes away right away.
Well, you're also showing up for yourself, though.
Yeah.
Everything's showing up for yourself in some ways. Just what can you do that's going to move the lever the most? And I agree. Physical activity is the best one.
Physical activity, that's the perfect saying right there. What is going to move the needle the most in different things that you do? Because you'll go online and you'll hear, start here, you'll change this, do this diet.
This is the one thing that is going to energize you to do other things. People think that working out is going to drain you, but it's the opposite. I never get done working out and feel like, okay, I'm not going to say I'm not tired. But like, you still have more energy. Even if I go on a 13-mile run, I come home and I have more energy for the day than I did beforehand. Mm-hmm. And that's an extreme fucking example.
Yep.
Because most people aren't going to do that. But if you go to the gym for 30 to 40 minutes, you're going to leave feeling better and you're going to want to do more. Yep. You're going to want to go be productive in another way.
Yeah. Because naturally your body's like telling you like, I got more energy. I feel better. And again, it might not last for that long. But, excuse me, a workout people get the common narrative out that everybody uses where it's going to the gym or it's lifting heavy weights. A workout can be putting your shoes on, going outside. A workout can be standing up and sitting down out of a chair in like a squat motion. It can be getting resistance band and doing those. It can be doing push-ups. Working out looks like a million different things. And so we have had people that we've brought on as clients where they're like, I fucking hate cardio, but I love playing basketball. Hey, go pick up the basketball again and go play then. Use that as your cardio. Oh, I hate cardio, but I love playing pickleball. Cool, start there. At least, again, you're exerting. You're getting rid of energy. You're getting rid of... And then it just stems and it fucking flows, dude. And I might be biased because working out and being physically active in the sense of walking, lifting, energizing myself got me out of the darkest spot. So I might be a little bit biased too.
I don't think it's biased. I genuinely... Have you ever met someone who's worked out for a consistent period of time that has a negative effect from it?
Nope.
No. Literally no one. I don't think it's a bias. I think it's some kind of like neurological thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to like look at holistically now that we've been doing this for fucking years to like think back, and I'm extremely proud of us that we didn't follow the common narrative of when you bring people on to get in the gym 5 days a week, to eliminate all these foods, because that's not what life is about. And that's why people don't stick to it. That's why they get discouraged. That's why they don't end up having faith or confidence in themselves. And so when you start small and you really focus on those foundational things of like, what is important to you or what are you going through right now? Because people got long work hours. They're working 2 jobs. They got kids. They got all these things. They got bills piling up, all this stuff. And it's like, I can't add one more thing to my plate. And it's like, all right, cool, don't. But what are you doing right now in this area? Or what time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? All right, let's focus on that. Get that routine down. All right, now let's step outside. All right, let's do these. And you just build on that stuff because this isn't a short-term thing. The worst thing that could have happened in the fitness space besides the Arnold era that scared people to get into it, great era, love Arnold, all of that, what it did. But again, the common everyday person, myself included back in the day, it was intimidating. Going to the gym, clinking iron, all this stuff. Like, I don't look like those guys. I can't do that. And then the second worst thing is these people on social media found out how to make money. And they were like, in 3 months, you can have 6-pack abs. In 30 days, you can lose this amount of weight. But then in 3 months, that doesn't happen. In 30 days, that doesn't happen. And so for the common everyday person who's not to that elite status, who's not going for an Olympic gold, who's not going to a bodybuilding competition, it scared them off. And it's like, well, shit, I didn't see these results, so maybe my body's different. Maybe it is the narrative that the genes in my family are awful and I'm never going to get there. And it's just like all of that is a facade or made up like scenario, and there is ways to improve. There is ways to get healthier that don't look a certain way and that fit into your common everyday life. The life you're living right now, making minor tweaks, those adjustments, bro, that's all those little habits that compound on each other to make that big picture that everybody has come to life.
Yeah. And the minor tweaks, people say, I don't have anything else I can put on my plate. But how much can you take off of your plate? Like, how much are you doing that's not moving the needle forward? Because everybody wants to say, oh, I don't have time to add things in, but do you have stuff you could take out? Like, is there stuff that's not serving you that you're just stuck in the routine of?
And it's as simple as going to the grocery store. You're already doing that. But, like, what are you putting in that cart? Mm-hmm. What are you putting in that cart? Again, it's not adding anything. It's taking stuff away. Don't grab that chip bag. Don't grab those donuts. Don't grab those cookies. Don't grab the candy. That alone, in the beginning, is going to be hard because your body wants that sugar. It wants those chips. It wants, like, the fixation of those things. But then once you don't do it a couple of times that you go to the grocery store, it comes second nature. Now you're not having as much sugar. You're not having as much processed food. You start feeling a little better. You're like, holy shit. Now you might be going to bed because you're falling asleep earlier. You might be going to bed on time. Might be getting up a little earlier. And now, like you said, you're not creating something that's a big elimination. It's just making smarter decisions within those. And so now you're taking this away, but it's adding this to your life. And sooner than later, that fucking ship starts turning. And you're like looking back 2 months later and you're like, dude, I really haven't even done anything. I'm down 10 pounds. I'm feeling better. I have more confidence, energy. I'm performing better at work. And it's just because you eliminated something bad that was already in your lifestyle. You didn't change nothing, except you just didn't make this motion of that. Maybe you grabbed some fruit. Maybe you grabbed some water. Maybe you grabbed some veggies. Maybe you grabbed some more protein that wasn't in popcorn or fucking bars.
I mean, the same way that these positive habits compound on each other, so do the negative ones. I think that is where, I don't say we do a disservice, but we don't focus on it enough that, like, yes, like, you can do these things to make a change. It sounds like it's raining.
Weird.
Like, really hard. But
it was sunny.
It is. Yeah. But yes, like, we preach about making the healthy habits, make the change to do this. But, like, you're talking about change the way things you put in your cart, change the things that you do in a day, change your routine. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be go start working out. Start something small. Start with making your bed. Start with changing up a different habit. Because to look at, like, the whole point of what we're saying about, like, we're halfway through the year, make this second half of the year something that you do differently. Optic Nerve was our very first sponsor here at the Desire to Inspire podcast, and it's still one that we are pumped to be partnered up with today. I was linked up with them when I was living in Colorado. They are owned and operated out of Vail, and all of their products get tested in the mountains, so you know that it's built for an active lifestyle. Freddy and I rock these things all the time. They are made with planet-friendly materials, from recycled plastics to natural wood, and every pair comes with a lifetime warranty. So, I mean, what are you really doing? Hit the link in our bio, support DTI, support Optic Nerve, look fly doing it. Whether you're just out enjoying a nice stroll or getting active, Optic Nerve has got your back. So go to opticnerve.com and use code DTI for 20% off your orders today. That's opticnerve.com, code DTI. If you're not happy with where things are going, you have full control over that. So if you can look at, I'll just use an arbitrary example because I heard something recently that kind of pulled this in. Let's just say, like, all right, I'll go to the office now 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like I get more done at home than I do in there because I get bored. I start slacking off. So I downloaded this fucking game on my phone that I play here and there occasionally in between calls. I'm like, you know what? I need a little refresh. Let me play this game. But then, like, I'll find myself playing when I'm on the couch a little bit. If I'm in bed, but like before bed, if I'm on the toilet, like, this game's like integrating itself into my life. Mm-hmm. And I don't have like some concrete data, but it's like, okay, where could that time better serve you? And that's the thing, is like, it steals 10 minutes here. It steals 15 minutes here. That shit adds up.
Yep.
And so I heard on a podcast, like, think about the person like that you want to emulate success after. I can guarantee you they're not spending 2 hours playing a game on their phone. I guarantee you they're not watching 3 hours of Netflix before they go to bed. I can guarantee you all these things. Like, the way that they're living isn't the things you're doing. So I think I might have it again. It might be gone again. I was like, I might be pulling it back in. But like they're not doing these things. I got it. So like you can say you want a desired outcome, but if you're not willing to do the things to get that desired outcome, let go of it, because all you're doing is setting yourself up for disappointment. So that was it, by the way. I finally got it back. But like all they're saying is like, you can't say you have this big dream for your life and this big goal, but you don't want to do the things that it takes to get there. You don't want to make the sacrifices. You don't want to make the changes, because all you're doing is lying to yourself. And we talk about this all the time too. The more you continue to lie to yourself and not show up, your confidence is going to go down. The same way these fucking positive things bring you up, it's just pulling you down.
Mm-hmm.
So just either you want or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's like where I've been at with this whole training thing. It's like, okay, I've said for years I want sub 3, but have I been willing to sacrifice to get there? Have I done the things that I really need to do? Yes, I'm putting in the time, the miles, this and that, but like, how much other stuff could I be doing that would much better serve me?
Yeah.
So it might not necessarily be for me putting things into the plan. It's like, what can I take out that are still going to push me forward?
Yeah. Yeah, it's those minute things, man. I mean, we've used the same before, where you can go to the gym for 45 minutes a day to gain muscle, to lose fat, to feel more energized. But what are you doing the 23 hours and 15 minutes outside of that? Because those decisions will hinder and stop you from seeing that success that you could have, because you're still not making the smart decisions the next 23 hours you're outside of that gym. And so incorporating those little habits, and like as we were talking about the grocery store analogy of like, what are you going to grab? If you had a camera on your cart, would you be embarrassed by it, or would you be happy to show people like what you're buying from the grocery store? And so to take that a step further, where people are like, well, I don't have time to take a 15-minute walk. I don't have time to take a 5-minute walk. I don't know where I can fit this in. I have so much going on. When I get home from work, I got to cook dinner for the kids. I got to clean. I got to get them showered. I got to get them to bed. And the next thing you know, it's already 9 o'clock. But it's like, if you take the time to go to the grocery store, park in the back of the parking lot. Park in the back of the parking lot and walk in. Walk out. That'll give you like 500 more steps, if not more. Lo gets so pissed at me because every single time I'm parking in the back of the parking lot. Why can't we park closer? Blah, blah, blah. We got to get them steps in, baby. And so again, like it seems and
you guys probably already have them outside of that. So like it's just something that's programmed in your mind now. Because like you probably don't actually need to do that to get your steps.
No, but
it's just doing it.
And it seems silly. Like people are like, okay, Fred, blah, blah, blah. That's 500 more steps there. Now, what if you walk to get your mail? If it's in a mailbox like down the road like ours is, since we live in a community, what if you walk there instead of driving there?
Your mailbox was down the road.
And so it's like, that's another 1,000 steps. That's 1,500. And you go to work, instead of parking in the front, park in the back. That's another 500. Next thing you know, you're 2,000 steps above what you usually are. It's like, cool. That's easy. I'm fitting it in my routine. So again, like that's how these days have to be viewed. Have that picture, paint that picture of what you want, but then just step back and knock things out every single day. It's like every day you're posting a watch picture. Every day I'm posting pictures about my workouts or getting steps or whatever. And it's not because like I think there is this revolutionary thing of posting this every day.
Same.
Dude, I'll have people reach out throughout the year and it's like, hey man, your consistency has motivated me to get in the gym. It's motivated me to get in there a little earlier. And that's what it's fucking about. When you show people your habits, when you show people your lifestyle, whether they agree with it or not, it might unlock something in them where it's like, you know what, I can do this, or I should start posting this. And now they start posting their habits and it's helping somebody else.
Because it shows that you're not just talking about it, like you're actually putting the action in. Because I could easily say all this and then go do something different. And I think that's probably the main reason that I post a watch, is just to hold myself accountable. Like, yo, I'm still here.
Yep.
Like, it's been years. I'm still doing this shit.
And guess what? 3 days ago, we had somebody that was like, can I start posting watch pictures? Yep. And it's like, fuck yeah, you can. Let's go.
You could have whenever you wanted.
Yeah. But, nah, I don't know. When you can get to the understanding that no matter what area you're at in life right now, extremely happy, extremely stressed, extremely depressed, extremely anxious, extremely any of these things, the actions that you do daily, the habits that you do daily will pull you out of that. And I'm not saying that life is always going to be good when you're working out and you're physically active and you're focusing on what you're eating, because guess what? There'll be times where you still get in your head, where you still get down, where you still get anxious. But those times that it lasts are so much fucking shorter than if you weren't doing those things. And that's what's key. That's what's important, is because the bad days make the good days better. And the lowest bar, the lowest you've ever been, or the lowest you've ever thought, you know, subconsciously, I never want to get back to that point. And so you will do everything and anything you can to not get back there. And it's those little habits that will make sure that you never fall lower than you have previously. And I think that's what's beautiful about just constantly improving yourself and putting a focus in different areas of how can I be a little bit better? Planting those seeds in those different areas, because it's going to fucking blossom. It's going to bloom. And again, you'll look back months later and be like, wow, I hardly changed anything, it feels like, and look at what's going on. So, might be halfway through the year. But guess what? There's still a lot of fucking time left, because majority of us, thankfully, are going to see 2026. We're going to see 2027. We're going to see 2030. And so, again, just get the train on the tracks and get it fucking moving. And get it moving and get it moving. And it'll just constantly improve. As long as you believe in it.
I mean, if the train's on the tracks and you don't believe in it, it's still going to move.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Show up when you don't believe in it. And then you're going to show up a lot better once you finally do. Because eventually you will. The more you do something, the more you're going to be like, okay, this does work. You might not believe us right now. You might be like, they're full of shit. Start being a little more active. I guarantee you, you're going to believe in it.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Dylan closed this out for the second time. I fucking love that. Last thing.
Didn't even realize.
Get Athletic Brewing Co. Summer is here. If you don't want to always have alcohol, that is a great substitute to just have something in your hands.
Tell them that's all I'm drinking at your bachelor party.
I was going to say, we'll have it at the bachelor party next week. When you're listening to this, we'll be there now. But go out, get some Athletic Brewing Co. The link is below. You guys will not regret it. And continue to make the year great. Continue to make your life great. And continue to know that it's always an improvement. It's always work. It's always something you have to do in order to keep elevating, growing, and moving in the right direction. So thanks, Dylan, for this podcast. Thanks for coming to coffee. It's been a great morning.
Has been.
We're going to continue this ship. So have the desire to inspire. Kiss your mama for us. That's all we got. It's on.
Peace.